As he mixes the colors in his palette, the red-faced painter talks to us in our native tongue.
Imagine that centuries have passed, and people are looking at your faces from a future world, free of this enemy.
Our kingdom and country are in the grip of this smallpox disease. It is hard to imagine a future. But maybe you are indeed reading our faces from the lens of the 21st century. Has this deadly pox vanished? And is everyone living long, healthy lives? The painter is to immortalize this landmark moment. A royal vaccination, as decreed by the elder queen, Maharani Lakshmamamani, the Rajamata. Feel free in his presence, like in the company of a cherished brother, Rajamata tells us. Only then can he capture you unveiled. She wants people to read hope in our eyes. The hope this new cowpox vaccine offers. An idea remains a seed unless it takes root in the fertile imaginations of others, she adds. The painter puts me in the middle of his composition, a long red tilak on my forehead, with Deva Jamani to my right and her younger namesake to my left. Both are queens. Wives to my younger brother, Maharaja Krishnaraja Vadiyar. I instinctively place a reassuring arm on the older one's shoulder. Her delicate beauty has been ravaged by the pox, and she is nervous. The younger one's face is radiant. Her bridal headdress depicting our descendants from the lunar race. She glows as she points to her arm where the incision was made for the new cowpox vaccine to enter. The painter's careful strokes fill in our smiling eyes, which hide our fear. For we know the fragility of life. Helplessly, we had watched the Rajamata in silent prayer as her husband, the last Maharaja, succumbed to fever. Painful pustules broke out on his arms, face, and body. The goddess Shitala couldn't spare him, royalty and paupers alike in this fate. Rajamata's grief fuels her, and she won't rest until the plan she hatched with the white rulers comes to fruition. With Tipu Sultan defeated, our Vadiyar clan is restored at the Mysore palace, but the real enemy is still at large. This war won't be won by men on the battlefield, but by women on the front line, offering the arms of their children to receive this gift from across the waters, enticed by handfuls of rice and trinkets. Will this painting of us queens, embracing scientific advance, inspire others to come forward?
The painter implores us to lift our eyes.
Imagine that I am an ordinary subject in the kingdom. Look at me alone, and my brushstrokes will capture your silent message.
Not only does he speak our language, but he dresses like a Mysore nobleman in colourful silks. My grandmother, the Rajamata, who is chaperoning us, declaims,
Modesty has no place when there are greater things at stake.
My heart longs to scream, Rajamata, please spare me this public show. But I can't speak, as I am in her debt. She had betrothed me to the child Maharaja, despite my tainted beauty. His younger queen, who shares my name, is the real subject of the painting, so why display my blemished face? Rajamata reads my thoughts.
You are the elder and already queen of the throne. Your life must be dedicated to your royal duty.
Rajamata is the embodiment of duty, so I bury my feelings. The coal in my eyes stings as I hold back tears. The painter's strokes enhance my sister queen's face, glowing with vitality, but he has no pigment to disguise the light patches on my face. When no one is listening, he kindly whispers that
You are perfect in your imperfection.
Before this new vaccine, the Brahmin vaccinators made a mixture from the pustules of patients who had recovered from smallpox and administered it through the nostrils while chanting prayers to appease the goddess Shitala. This variolation method was considered safe and used on me. The stain on my beauty was a small price to pay, Rajamatha had counselled me then.
Wear your face as a medal of survival.
My sister queen has gone a step further with her acceptance of the cowpox vaccine. May she be granted a long life.
The painting will hang in galleries far beyond this time, maybe centuries ahead, and people in far-off places will applaud your bravery.
The painter declares. This is his legacy, the chronicler of our times, so far away from his home. Since you are looking at me now, tell me, what do you read in my eyes?
Don't be afraid, child. Walk upright and meet the eyes of your subjects.
Rajamatha guided me through the lush palace to stand before the jostling crowds. It felt as though every man, woman and child living within the fort of this magnificent kingdom was there to witness me. I am not yet 13 and had spent my days bathed in rose petals and sheltered in the zanana. Hearing the voices of the doubters in the crowd fuels my own fear. We will prefer death to the medicine given by the red people. Rajamatha reminds me that I have been given a unique chance, but I am afraid.
Let people see a blooming future queen accept the greatest scientific progress the world has seen.
It wasn't Rajamatha's voice that calmed me, but the story of how this cure has travelled from England to Vienna to Baghdad by ship, and then from Basra to Bombay, where a small girl, Anna, was the first to receive this cowpox vaccine. From her arm, surgeons harvested and multiplied the supply, and now it has reached me through a human chain of children exchanging fluid arm to arm. What a miracle! I would have liked to meet Anna. Maybe holding her hand would have quietened my racing heart. It is a royal decree, and I must obey.
It has the stamp of the King of England, no less. You are making history.
I lifted my head as the royal physician made the incision in my arm, and an orphan boy was brought forward, his arm ripe with a pustule. As the fluid from his arm merged into my wound, I smiled at him and tried to drown the dissenters' whispers. Contact with strangers breaks laws of purity. They want to place the disease of our holy cow into our bodies? Days later, I am fine, and the pustule on my arm is ready to burst, to be shared with others, arm to arm. I step into my power, draped in a white sari symbolizing purity. Rajamatha says, small acts can change destinies. By the time you study my face in the future, who knows? Maybe millions of lives have been spared.